Hey guys, this is OddOneGaming. This is going to be another Dragonheir Selling Gods video. In today's video, I'm going to show you a really fun team against the Chief Challenge Irzillas by using burn heroes, but I'm not using any exclusive legendary because I do not have a Fateless. However, even without that, I managed to get 250 million plus damage and I love it. It's amazing, so let's just check this one out. Now, this Irzillas Chief Challenge boss is kind of like, one of the ones that you want to have a lot of AoEs because he brings summons, right? He does a lot of skeleton summons, he brings lots of those, so the more damage you do to everything on the map, the better. Now, this might not be the perfect way, this might not be perfectly min-maxed, however, from what I've tested, I came up with this team that got me to 270 million damage, and I'm kind of happy with it, right? Considering the fact that, again, I don't have, fully max inspired people. I don't have exclusive legendaries like Fateless and stuff like that. I still managed to make do. And there's one key one, there's one secret weapon that obviously, it might not be a secret because, if you check their kits, you might see it. But there's one specific rare that's extremely important to bring in this fight because he brings something really awesome for the team. Now, the reason why this team works really good against him is because of the second part, right? For each negative effect on the boss, their damage dealt decreases by 10% up to 5 negative effects counted. So, what this one means is that pretty much when the boss does, hit us, if we have up to 5 debuffs on him, he's gonna do 50% less damage. That's going to be amazing. That's going to be awesome. And you're going to see that I'm not using a specific tank. I'm not using some specific stuff. I even am tanking with Percival, right? I am tanking with my secret weapon that, he's just built in there to bring us some Brotherhood Spirit, some survivability with the Blast Shot. I might even be able to remove it later on. But the reason why Percival is so good and why he's the secret weapon is because he brings this. Grants 20% attack up to all burn allies for 10 seconds, then attacks and deals specific amount of damage in range. Well, this extra 20% attack up is amazing because you combine that with Brotherhood Spirit, with all the other stuff, you're gonna get an awesome team. And honestly, looking at this team, as long as you pull some of these heroes, you should be able to do it because first of all, Percival is a rare which honestly everybody should have. If you don't have him, you're just extremely unlucky, right? You should be able to have Percival because rares are extremely easy to obtain. Secondly, Thea, an epic that again everybody has, it's fully free to play to use Thea in this fight. Third of all, we have Elminster. Everybody should have one copy of Elminster unless you were extremely unlucky, didn't play. He was brought to the game twice. He was once last year and once this year when they did the D&D collab again, and honestly, that's 3 of them. That's really good. And then the other 2 are obviously going to be Durham and Karf, right? The 2 burn heroes that I got when I pulled on the bundle to try and give myself a little bonus. I managed to get them. I got a ton of copies of what's his name, Durham. Like, I'm lucky, right? I do have mine Inspired 3, but honestly, I truly believe that it's extremely easy to hit 200 million or over without having, any inspiration, with just being 0 inspiration. I guarantee you're still going to be able to do that. However, with this exact team, with this exact combination, you see I'm already over 200 million, 223 million. There's still, let me just hide the code so you can see, there's still like, what, 2 minutes left, right? 2 minutes 15 left. It's, it's a thing of beauty. Now, some specific things are really important to keep in mind. Now, one of the things is positioning. It's really important to try and have, at least, based on what I've tested so far, this kind of looks to me to be the best positioning because that way you see all the summons gather up and we hit most of them, right? We hit most of them in this position. When the boss does the ult now, we hit everyone, right? So first rotation, you hit absolutely every single one with the damage, which means you do obscene damage. But the second time around, you only do not hit one of these that's at the back, right? You're gonna see, boom, there we go, see? So this positioning is extremely important, and it's for the reason of that, and also for the reason of how the boss does the hits and how the boss, kind of like focuses our targeting. It's really important. Secondly, is going to be the skill timings, right? So the skill timings, I'm going to show you. There's initially I kind of tried to do a little bit of a, okay, is he going to die? No, sometimes he dies towards the end, but most of the time he survives all the way. But The reason why the timings are going to be so important is because it allows you, if you do the timings right, it allows you to be able to, you know, survive well enough by having also, you know, just that part of the boss doing 50% less damage, but also by putting the attack down with Elminster at the right time so you cover both of the kind of like AoE hits. But you can see 270 million. Like, you know, what more do you want? What more do you want than this? Obviously, Durham just obliterated the boss. It's all about him. It's all about the neighbor in Durham. Karf, barely some damage, and then everybody else, you know, barely any damage. It's all about the Durham show, right? He is the monster of this team. Now, let me just show you the skill timings. Obviously, when it comes to the auras, the only aura that we have available in the fight is the Elminster one, so we're just using that. The only one that benefits from it is Elminster because he makes bigger shield, and that's about it. But let's check out the skill timing. So every single person is going to be on an 18-second recharge time. Now, the first ones, if we look at the burn ones, actually, no, let's start with the support. Let's start with Elminster. Elminster does his ultimate the first time at 27 seconds. The reason why I'm doing that is because at 27 seconds, he's going to put attack penalty before the boss does the first slam that is on a 3 square shape, where it's going to hit Percival and Elminster. So the boss is going to have attack down for that, but it's also going to be on the boss for when he does the ultimate hit. So 27 seconds is the right time to be able to cover the 2 AoE hits. Every single, you know, every other ones for the single target, you don't care as much. You care mostly about those AoE hits so you can survive as much as possible. Then, if we're talking about the supports, you're going to see that I have Thea at 17. Honestly, I could make Thea go like 17.5 or something like that. You pretty much want Thea to go before the boss does the ultimate, because when the boss does the ultimate, he puts attack down on all of your people. That's why I put her at 17. And honestly, the reason why she's so good is because she brings the, you know, she brings debuff immunity. She also brings another debuff, right? Healing prohibition, another debuff. I'm not sure if several stacks of burns count as different debuffs on the boss. I don't think it does. So because of that reason, we have burn as a debuff. We have healing prohibition, attack down and accuracy penalty, plus I think ignite counts as another debuff. So that's going to give us the total of the 5 debuffs on the boss so that he's at maximum damage mitigation. That's why I believe Thea to be really good. And also, obviously, Thea on her battle skill brings lots of healing. But after that, right after Thea, you want to make sure that Thea goes really close to Durham, Karf, and Percival, because she's going to be the one that has in my team the Brotherhood Spirit. That's really important. And then afterwards, you're going to see Percival at 18, Karf 18.1, and Durham at 18.2. Now, another reason why you want to get that close to the ultimate is because, let me show you, when the boss does the ultimate, that's when he summons a lot of stuff. And the more things you hit, let's check this out. So you see Thea goes, the boss does the ult, he summons stuff. Okay, he didn't summon it. Okay, no, he did. So you see, he summons those units, which means there's going to be more things for us to hit. That's why I focused at 18. 18 is kind of like the perfect spot, because after 18, right, there's an interval between 18 and like I think 20 something. You're gonna see, boom, see, everybody's up. This is when you hit. You hit when there's more targets, you can do more damage against them, and you just pretty much go and obliterate this spot. I mean, look at this, we're 100 million, not even 1 minute in. This team is a thing of beauty. Now, let's go ahead and check the builds on these people, and as always, we start off with the talents. Now, I don't really have max talents, but the only important one, honestly, I'm not even sure we need the last one for Elminster. We're doing just fine. The only one that's really important, or as can be really helpful, is to get this one that extends duration of his debuffs. Then for Thea, just went down the middle way, so she does as much healing as possible. Then if you look at Percival, honestly, for the sake of the talents, again, I just, this is the first time that I'm playing with Burn, I'm not gonna lie. But from what I've tested, from what I've done, this kind of seems the right way to go for Percival. Then for Karf, this is the right way, right? Because you want to get increases damage for burns, and also this one. Whenever the blast is triggered, they do more damage. Also this one over here. And then for Durham, this is the way that I went. Again, I'm going to be testing out more in the next few days, the next few weeks. If I see that there's something that I can make to boost my damage, I'm going to do an updated one where I'm going to show the min-max version. But for now, this is the things that I did. Now, let's have a look at the build. So start off with Percival. Like I mentioned, Percival has Dragon's Blast Charge just to try and bring a little bit of more, you know, damage mitigation when the boss hits, so we can survive. But if you don't have this, you can try to get anything else. But honestly, Percival, it's not going to do a ton of damage. he's mostly in there to bring ourselves the attack up, right? Attack up on the damage. He doesn't do that many ignites or that many burns, right? If you check his kit out, so he's not that important for the sake of damage. That's why I just went with him tanking in the front. And obviously, like I mentioned, he's the one that has the Brotherhood Spirit. Now, if you see that you don't survive, don't give him attack percent chest, because you saw he barely did any damage. Give him defense percent. Same thing over here, I put crit rate. Don't give him crit rate, defense or HP percent, whatever makes him survive. Then if you look at Thea, Thea's gonna be in Ancestral Protection just to try and bring some extra, so a little bit of survivability in case Percival dies. She soaks up some of that damage. But then I focused her with as much attack as possible, but made sure she had accuracy, enough accuracy to land her healing prohibition, right? When we don't get 3%, or actually, wait, is it, oh, actually, no, it's 85% chance. I thought this was a 100% chance. I know when they changed it, but still, you want to give her accuracy so you can try and land this. Also give her, strike and prepare for a bit of damage, and obviously pipe organ, because the more attack she has, the more she's going to give through pipe organ to everybody else, as it's a full range team. Then if you look at Elminster, he's going to be the one that uses Puppeteer's Inspiration, which is going to boost all of our fire units' ultimate energy. Obviously, you don't really care about that for Thea, because when she's fully skilled up, she's on a 16-second recharge. She's just fine. She doesn't need to get anything to get to 18 seconds. But with Elminster and, all the other bird ones, they're not at 18, but with the Puppeteer's Inspiration, you're going to be able to do that. The really key thing is to get a mythic piece of gear in the Devout Prayer, right? Let me see, did I not have a better one? Okay, I could just use this one instead, for example, and then just, make this be a fire. But you know what? If it ain't broke, I'm not going to fix it. This is a good piece because it also gives me accuracy. So the reason why this one's so good is because obviously you're going to be getting a ton of shields from him, and which means all of your team are going to do 12% more damage for 10 seconds. This should be active all the time because he has the shields on the battle skill. Elminster is amazing. That's why I told you when we had the D&D event for him, get Elminster because he's awesome. And at the same time, I went with his exclusive artifact, which, it works on any shielder, but, let's call it his exclusive because it's a guide to magic by Elminster. This one's going to be really good because it increases the shield and it extends their duration, which means, again, this one paired with that mythic chest means we're gonna have the damage boost all the time. It means we're gonna have massive shields, and it's gonna work just fine. So because of that reason, like I mentioned, focused enlightenment, and obviously some attack so that he some accuracy so that he can land at attack penalty and accuracy penalty, most of the time, because more debuffs means the boss does less damage. Then if you move over to Karf, Karf is going to be in the Witch's Remains, of course, because he does full board 4 attacks on everybody, which means he's just, the ideal candidate for this one. Then he's also wearing the Emissary's Whisper so that he can give 10% more damage every time he lands a debuff to all of our team. Obviously, we're mostly caring about boosting Durham. I tried to give him a bit of a damage build. He doesn't do that much, so I said, you know what? Let me just full on focus boosting the damage of Durham as much as possible. So that's why I gave Karf Emissary's Whisper. And obviously with some crit damage, some crit rate, try to squeeze a little bit of damage alongside the accuracy. Now, the reason why you see he has really low accuracy is because you don't need that much on him. The reason is, on the ultimate, he gains accuracy up 2 for 10 seconds, which means increases accuracy by 50%. So you need 260, but then you get 50 from the elemental synergy. That means 210. If you remove, let's say, 60 from it, or we calculate 180, 50% of this is 90. 180 plus 90, that's 270. Yeah, 270 accuracy. So we're already overboard plus the 50 we get. So, you honestly, you barely need any accuracy on him with this one. Just give him 100. With the 50 you get from the other one, you get another 75. You should be just fine. But then the main event, right? The main damage dealer, the amazing Durham. I just love him. He's so awesome. I personally love the fact that, Durham is a bit better than Ascetius, but it kind of makes it mad that, an exclusive legendary isn't as good. However, you know what? I'm happy. I'm happy because this team is awesome. So, for Durham, I went with obviously crit damage, positive rune, accuracy. Honestly, I don't know why I went with accuracy because he only lands like ignite on the battle skill. I think I should just ignore it. I think I should just go honestly with just an attack and crit rate and crit damage just to squeeze some more damage on him. Maybe that's what I should do. But you know what? I actually went with the accuracy one because it has crit damage, double attack, and crit rate. It was a good one. So you know what? It is what it is. Why not use it? Then, chestplate, attack percent with crit rate and crit damage in imposing presence. We're going to be at 100% HP most of the time. Then crit damage glove in the Strike the Unprepared. It's ascended into Frost, but you know what? It works. Then I gave him a helmet in the Fearless Challenge, and then I also gave him Bloodshade Mark. I kind of tested with having Bloodshade Mark and having the Skyfire Sun, but I've not seen, you know, I've not seen too much of a difference. Again, I'm going to be testing more. I'm going to see what else, if I can push it further. If not, you know what? If it's not broke, I'm not going to fix it. 200 million is a pretty respectable damage. What do you think? Again, yes, I might be doing that because I have him Inspired 3. And if you look at his inspiration, this one's not benefiting, just the stats. Second one, 15% damage bonus when he has over 85% HP, which is most of the fight. So this is going to be a good boost. And then the third one, he does get some crit rates or crit damage. Is it a game changer? No. Is it really helpful? Yes. But that pretty much covers it for today. I'm also gonna have the code to this video, as always, the code to the team in the video. Even though, you know what, if I use this code, maybe lots of people are not gonna look at the video. They're like, oh yeah, come, thanks for the code. So this one's an amazing thing, right? The team codes, it's a good thing for community. It's a bad thing for content creators if people don't watch our videos. But anyway, I hope you still watched the video till this point. And if you did, I really appreciate it because, you know what, it's helpful. More views I will get, you know, the better it is for me as a content creator. But we're gonna leave it at this for today. Thank you for watching. As always, if you do enjoy my content, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel to see when I upload next, and I'm gonna see you on the next one. Peace, love, take care, everyone. Bye, guys.